we'll hang on. We'll do a preface and I'll cut this clip and put it in front.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's Rebecca Oberstadt and I am here with Carol Steele from Carol Steele Action Plan. Her link to her information will be in the description box. We are currently in Orlando at the greatest place on earth.
It's not that great.
So if just fair warning right now that if you have children under the age of 18, that we're gonna probably say things that they might not want to fucking hear. I mean,
I'm gonna try not to.
No promises though.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Oh wait, I'm answering you in French. You're talking in Spanish and I'm replying in French. That's my problem with languages.
All right, say it. You have to say the hey guys.
Oh. I'm blurry again. Am I blurry again? Do we look blurry?
I don't know.
Me neither. Could just be my contact.
I don't wear contacts and they're...
I have glasses, but...
It's not that blurry.
Now it just looks like I'm trying to be alfalfa with one little sprout in the front.
Oh, they're asking how my experience was with Chase. So here's what happened. Are we filming?
Yeah.
So I was going to make... Ooh, I cuss. We're demonetized now.
Oh, well, just preface, because we both cuss in our real life, so this video won't probably be PC. So anyways, all right, so Chase?
So I just, because I have an Amazon.com Chase Visa credit card.
Okay.
And so they're sent me an email asking how my experience was. So what happened was, you know, I pay my bills at 3:30 in the morning usually because I get direct deposit from my job. So I think I'm like paying a bill, doing my minimum payment, maybe $25, $30. So somehow I said, oh, I'll pay the whole balance off, which was $600 and some dollars. And then,
oh my God.
Wait, so I didn't know that. And then like I'm somewhere over the weekend or something, and I'm looking at my, why is my auto draw account overdrawn by $400 and some dollars? And I was like losing my freaking mind.
Oh God, I'd have been.
And then so I'm like, well, I don't work on Monday, so it was a Monday. So I called them, like, this is what happened, and I'm low-key freaking out. And they're like, oh, she...
Low-key?
Yeah, it was like, because I, wasn't crying, so...
I'd have been flipped out.
So I called them, and I'm like, look, this is what happened, and they're like, oh, well, we can refund that to you. It'll take 3 to 4 calendar days. But it's called on a Monday. It was back by.
So basically business days. So it should have been back
calendar days, because it could even if it was like a Friday. I called calendar days means it would meet any day.
So 4 days from Monday would be Friday.
But I got them all. I got it all back by Friday. But then my bank, I go through a credit union because banks are bullshit. So I go through credit union. So I emailed them like, hey, so this is what happened, and could you please overlook the $100 in overdraft fees? Because other bills are going to come out of that same account. And they did. And it worked out just fine. But, man, be careful paying bills at 3:30 in the morning. We were still half asleep.
I'd have absolutely freaked out. I'd have lost it. I'd have been like cussing at my computer and screaming, and probably would have woke up half the house. And
before that, I found out I was driving with unexpired tabs for the last 8 months. But I had the tabs in the house. I just hadn't put them on yet. Mark noticed it. So I've been lucky lately.
Now, wait. It's feeling a little sad.
What?
My hair tie, it's all stretched out.
It's like a limp dick.
Yeah, well. They're all excited to see you, and then you get this, and you're like,
oh. Wow.
It's like, oh, that wasn't worth it. Put your clothes back on.
So the tabs.
Okay, so I know I drove around for like a full year without putting like we have decals here.
Yeah.
And as long as you have them with you, I mean, I don't know how many cups.
Mine was at home. Old. And so I drive probably 70 miles round trip every day to go to work.
Oh, well, that's a little different.
So,
but I mean, as long as the tag on your vehicle is registered and up to date, then they don't really like pay attention to the sticker decals.
Okay,
really.
well then good, because that would have sucked.
But I just saw somebody ask on Twitter the other day about how long can you go.
Oh, we know who.
Yeah. Yeah, we know who. We won't say any names. But we did see that and I literally had put the same thing I just told you. I drove around for a year with mine, but I always keep the registration and stuff in the glove box if I'm driving a car or it's...
But I had them. I had, so I went to my house, because I'm looking online, like, how much does it cost to get it replaced? It's $15 in Washington State. And I was like, oh, there they are in the envelope on my desk.
You were having a brunette moment.
So,
just not being brunette.
So then I put them on my truck and I'm good. But I am so lucky. Because I don't need to be pulled over by no popo.
No, you don't pull over with a popo. You go faster.
No, I do not. I pull over. I don't have any tickets forever.
I think the last time I got pulled over, I was in my early 20s. That was a while ago.
I got a ticket going to my last job because the cop says I pulled over in the bus lane too soon because there's a dotted line so you can pull up because you have to turn right.
Oh, jeezy Pete. So you were turning and you thought you were in part of the turn
I was
lane.
where I was supposed to be and he pulled me over and it's Lake Forest Park, Washington, which is, I also call it Jerk Forest Park, Washington. So so the guy pulls me over. I'm on the way to work at a methadone clinic because that's what I do. And he's like, have you had any tickets? I got not for like 10 years at least. And then so he gives me a ticket. He goes, well, you can ask him to defer. I'm like, all right, cool. And so I fill the shit out and then send it in. And then I'm at a training for work, not as extreme as this training. And I got this letter in the mail saying they're going to
take your license away?
Yeah, and they're going to take away my chemical dependency professional licensing, which is how I do my job. And I'm calling, I go, what the hell? And they're like, you didn't go to your court date. I'm like, I never got anything in the mail about a court date. Now I believe it when I have someone that have worked that has legal issues that they may not have gotten their court date thing in the mail because I didn't. And he goes, and then so I called them and they're like, oh, so you can write to the judge and ask them her to defer it. So she deferred it, but I still had to pay $1,000 for the deferral.
What? That's a lot of freaking money.
Oh yeah, so those payments, it took me a while to pay it off. But so it's just like, that's how they get you. And I was like on the email.
It's like they
I was on the
get
email
you
saying,
and then
I don't have any
get you.
evidence that I was in the wrong lane because I'm not seeing any video or nothing.
Wow.
So they just, okay, I'll grant you your deferral, but you have to pay $1,000.
That's still a lot of money. So, I don't know. I guess that's one thing that we can discuss, and maybe we can put this on like your channel or mine, it doesn't matter. There's been a lot of controversy lately about people that need diabetic medication and that they're saying that methadone clinics should like take away free methadone for people that are addicts because they did that to themselves versus people with diabetes that didn't ask for that disease, that need the medication and can't get it. Why don't we talk about that?
I can tell you that probably over half of the people on my caseload got addicted to opiates from doctors, from getting pain meds. So that wasn't their fault.
Well,
but not everyone gets addicted to things. Everyone's different. But if someone's got degenerative disc disease,
yeah,
and then the doctor said, oh, they get freaked out because the doctors overprescribed because they were told that, oh, it's all going to be okay. That's why, that's like Purdue Pharma gotten sued. Everyone's getting sued by different states because of that. And so there's all these people left that are, well, not everybody.
Right now you're in Florida, and our drug laws are very, 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 very strict. And when Pam Bondi took over, oh buddy, she brought down the hammer. From somebody who's been on opioids most of my life, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia in 1998. I have primary severe restless leg syndrome, scoliosis. I have 2.5 extra vertebrae in my back. I've got a hypermobile pelvis. My pelvis isn't fused in my back like it should be, so my pelvis shifts independently from one side to the other. So I have a lot of like physical conditions that are ailments, and so they put me on morphine. They tried a whole bunch of other things like
they won't put you on methadone?
No, I hadn't asked for that.
A doctor should be able to prescribe it to you.
It was on, I've been on Vicaprofen, I've been on Vicodin, I've been on various things of codeine, I've been on Dilaudid. Oh my God, you want to see me nuts? Put me on Dilaudid. My brain just completely goes left field and it just keeps going. It's bad. Like, I insult people like, it's bad.
Do you know that Senator Scott spoke at our thing yesterday from Florida.
What's his first name?
Whatever. He was governor for Rick Scott or something.
Rick Scott.
Yeah, he spoke at our thing, and so did
the guy who was involved in all the Medicare scams.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know your state history.
Yeah, he was involved.
So did your
he's like the lesser version of Trump.
So did your main sheriff guy who spoke at it. Also,
wait, the sheriff for Orange County, because he's black.
No, he looked Hispanic to me. Some sheriff, and then also. I don't know him. I don't know him either. Also, what's the damn general that spoke?
The attorney Archer.
General McCaffrey.
Okay, that's like our attorney general or something like that here.
No, he's the general. He was like a big wig.
Well, the thing is here in Florida, the Pam Bondi like made it so that like your regular family care practitioner can no longer write prescriptions for any class 2 or stronger substances, period.
They have to get a waiver from the DEA.
Well, or they have to take special classes and re-up once a year and do special licensing, and it's a lot of costs and fees and time, and then most doctors don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
So my family doctor, who could prescribe me things like Vicodin, Vicoprofen, Percocets, Percodans, those kinds of things, even fentanyl patches. I tried those. Oh my God, I was so sick on fentanyl.
Have you looked into CBDs?
The doctor, well, the last time I went, which was about 1.5 years ago, he wanted to get me on the medical marijuana that's the pill farm.
Oh, the Marinol?
Is that what that's called? I don't know. He talked to me about it, and I was like, I don't know. Last time I was on marijuana for health-related stuff, I had some really bad reactions. So, and he said, thankfully, that my reactions that I had back then are not going to be the same that I would have now. So anyways, regular doctors can write you a prescription for like 1 month's supply, and that's it. And they can only write you a 1 month supply for like an entire year. And then you have, if you want something that's stronger, that you have to go see a pain specialist. So I haven't had a pain specialist since February of 2018. But our laws here in Florida are so stringent, and have been for like the past 8 years, maybe even 10, that trying to get prescription pain medication has been like pulling teeth. Now, I know people who have circumvented the system, and she's got 5 or 6 different Social Security cards and driver's license, and she goes to Orlando and Tampa and Ocala and 2 places in Lake County and Daytona Beach, and she'll hit them all like one after the other, like several days in a row, just to get, and she'll have like bunches and bunches of bottles. So I know it happens. I know they can do it. I know they get away with it. They also have prescription registrations here in the state.
Oh, we do in Washington. We run those on our clients periodically, because they have to register their medication with us, with our dispensary, because if someone's on benzos, if they're on high dose and their methadone dose is too high, they could die because
it causes heart problems. Yeah, because I was on Valium for my seizures, because I have stress-related seizures. They're non-epileptic. And I've been taking those with my morphine for more than a decade. And then my pain specialist retired after, working in the field for over 30 years, and I had to go find a new doctor. And the new doctor, come to find out, told me he was a PRN doctor, but he wasn't. He's an anesthesiologist.
That's kind of weird.
That was fun. Oh, he was such a jerk.
But listen, they are doing more research with CBDs for pain management, so it's non-narcotic pain management with CBDs. So there's research coming out more and more, so that might be something for you later.
I think I got to take these contacts out. They're driving me nuts.
Take them out. Ugh, I can't do eye things.
Can't do eye things.
No, I can't even look at it.
But how do you feel about people saying that we shouldn't be giving out free methadone to people because addicts did that to themselves, but give the medicine to diabetics instead for the insulin that they need? How do you feel?
Why can't they do both?
That's what I was wondering, but
I'm not.
I'm okay with universal healthcare too, like Canada and the UK and all that kind of stuff. But
because if we don't treat what's going on, it's just going to get worse. And they just showed today the lady from the DEA that was speaking we've had a decline in
Overdoses.
yeah, because like we give out Narcan at my job to people, and I've actually had one of my guys on my caseload told me last time we met for our monthly counseling session that he revived his brother with it. And, you know, so we give them out at work because who's going to be around it more than the people that either are active use or we have whole families come, because I work for a native tribe. We have whole families that go there.
Holy crap.
That's how it's so.
You just gave me goosebumps. Look at this. Like, I don't have an addictive personality. I've never like had the urges. I've never really done drugs. I've had somebody lick their finger and stick it in cocaine and stick it on my tongue, and I tell you what, I will never touch this stuff again because it's like 1,000 BC powders dumped in your mouth at once. It was awful. And for those who don't know, I'm also allergic to aspirin. So, but like I did marijuana when I had my pulmonary embolism in '95 and ended up with, oh yeah, you can see, since we're sitting here, see my back?
Yeah.
See all this weird modeling on my back?
Yeah.
See how there's none higher up?
Yeah.
That's because of grafting. Skin grafting is your friend when you have melanoma.
Oh.
I got that from, they used, back when I had my PE, they did radiation to shrink it. And because they don't have things like we do now to shrink blood clots. And it was traveling from my lung to my heart. And I already have heart problems, so I didn't need any more. So they put me on daily. I would go every day after school to the hospital and I would do IV and treatments of radiation basically. And then I would do like an hour of a nebulizer, which was this weird radioactive stuff.
Ugh.
So I had to do breathing treatments for an hour every day, and they would do IV therapy for
It's a lot of work.
Yes, to get rid of a blood clot. 52 treatments later, my blood clot was finally small enough that they weren't worried about it killing me, because you know blood clots, they go to your heart and they go pow.
They can't suck it out of you?
No, not where it was. Unfortunately, it was either shrink it or it'll explode and it'll blow up my heart. So I ended up getting skin cancer at 15, 16 years old. So I did like marijuana while I was doing chemotherapy with that. And I tell you what, oh man, it was like my vision was so messed up. It was like somebody took a bunch of Polaroid pictures and laid them on a table, and it was like Polaroid, 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 Polaroid. And just scanning the room, like just normal view, that's what it looked like, was a bunch of Polaroids all lined up.
That's a lot.
It was weird. It was so weird. It's like my vision was blurred. Everything looked like a little picture. My speech was slurred. It was...
Oh, from the marijuana?
Yeah, from the marijuana. And it's not like I was, smoking something that was laced. I knew the guy who was supplying it. It was somebody that I had grown up with. He's like 90-something% Native American. So yeah, I knew what I was getting. I knew what I was taking. I knew, and I was only supposed to take it to help be able to eat so that I could maintain my weight. Because I ended up getting down to like 83 pounds, and
I can't even imagine being that small.
Can you imagine at my height being that small? It's just, it's like 50 pounds less of me right now. That's a lot. And so the doctor was worried that I was literally dying because I would eat and it would just all come back up. So the only experience I've ever really had with drugs was cancer related, and that's it. And I've never touched any of it since.
I touched everything all the time.
Well, touching it is one thing. Taking it's another.
I took everything all the time, but it's been a while.
Here in Florida, there was a law that was passed that people that had angel trumpet trees in their yards, the sheriff came by and dug them up. We had one in our yard. My grandmother said, "If you touch my tree," but what they did was they cut the buds off of it instead. But yeah, they were making tea from that, so they were like tripping balls with that. They were harvesting the wrong kind of mushrooms because you don't want to eat or use most of the mushrooms that grow in Florida because they're poisonous. Then they were like using like the mushrooms that were growing on cow patties, and they were chopping them up and then smoking those. Oh yeah, they did in Washington. Oh man, I've seen a lot of people do a lot of stuff, but I'm usually the one that's going once people do take that stuff, because they're tripping balls and you just sit there. It's like a perfect show. Just all you need is to pull up a chair and a meal, and you're good.
There you go.
dinner and a show.
So now most of your medical shit is okay now?
No.
Oh.
I just can't afford $1,500 a month in Obamacare to get medical help. The law, the requirements to get on the marketplace insurance, you have to make a minimum of $12,600 a year. Or I had a representative tell me this.
I thought it was 700 something a month.
No, you need $12,600. I mean, it might break down to $700 a month. Oh, my phone's over there. You do the math on your phone.
I don't do math. I'm a counselor.
Right? I don't math. Well, you figure 12 months divided by 12, that's $1,000, $1,025 a month that you need to earn. Does that sound about right?
I guess so.
1,025 times 12, or 12,600.
12.3.
Okay, so it's $1,050 a month. Because
Yes.
if you take 12,600,
So that.
yeah, what you were under the impression that's only like $8,000 a year.
Well, no, because it's like 7 something a month for the that you are allowed to get, and then you can get.
Well, you have to have a minimum earnings of 12,600 as a single person. You have to earn that much money in
Really?
order to qualify for Obamacare, or excuse me, the marketplace insurance.
Medicare.
In Florida, you have to be 18 or under in order to qualify for Medicaid, or have a child under the age of 18 that you are providing 50%, or actually it's 51% or more support in order to qualify for Medicare.
That is so weird because.
Yeah, I don't qualify for Medicare because I don't have my children anymore. So there's that,
So there's that.
right?
So what are you gonna do with yourself then?
I've got the pills with me. I take glucosamine and chondroitin. I take a lot of that a day to help with joint pain and swelling, and I do quite a bit of turmeric every day
I like
to
turmeric.
help with joint pain and swelling. And I do like a leave, 4 leave at a time. It's like 880 milligrams, and I have a prescription from my primary care that's 500 milligrams for. You're supposed to take 2 pills every 8 to 12 hours, whatever. So you figure if I have a prescription that I take 1,000 milligrams 2 to 3 times a day, then 4 a leave in the morning and 4 a leave at night shouldn't be that bad.
Yeah.
So that's what I do, and I suffer through the rest of my day.
Well, fuck.
Right? And you saw how I tried to get up. I could barely
Look.
stand a minute ago.
I haven't had none of that. Well, I had my stroke and my coma and whatnot, but I've recovered pretty well.
Is that what happened to your hand, your stroke? Because I'm glad I can do this again for my stroke.
It's not exactly. It's like a stroke, but not exactly like it. I literally have brain damage. There's sores on the right side of my brain, on the myelin sheet that the neurons had to make new pathways. So I had to relearn to walk and relearn to do everything. So it's just my left hand's the last thing. Everything else is good.
Well, will
I've
it
been
be?
very lucky.
Will it ever be back to the way it was?
I don't know. If I
But-
work on it, but I'm lazy, so no, probably not.
Oh. Do you know-
The thing that happened to me is rare, and so I could go to bed tonight and not wake up for 11 days, and they don't know. But that's okay. I can't live my life worrying about that. I do my thing.
Jeez. I just did.
It's an orphan disease, so no one famous has gotten it. It's called
No.
acute disseminated encephalomyelitis. That's
Bless you.
what I have. Exactly. I used to be able to spell it.
Encephalomyelitis I can probably spell, but then
Acute
again,
disseminating encephalomyelitis.
bless you.
Yeah.
It's like when somebody says their last name and you're
Yeah.
like, huh?
What? Spell it.
Bless you. Did you sneeze? What the hell was that? But my friend Amanda, she's been going through a bunch of like strokes, mini strokes, and she's got a rare stroke disorder that she's going through. So I just did a real talk with Rebecca on strokes, and I broke down hers first, and then I did mine second because I had a stroke, but mine was medical related though, because I had a heart attack first, and then I got a blood clot after my heart attack because I was literally dead.
Oh.
And they restarted my heart. And then in ICU, they
Man, it's made me think of that fucking Motley Crue song. Thanks, I was stuck in my head.
No, I got one that can get it out of your head, but you might hit me.
I might.
You know who Lamb Chops is, right?
No.
This is a song that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends.
I don't know that
Some
song.
people started singing it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it forever just because this is a song.
I might have to have a Slayer palate cleansing after that.
Well, we can put on Pantera Cemetery Gates. That's a pretty good song.
That's a pretty alright song.
I love that Purple album that they did. I haven't listened to Slayer in 20 years.
I saw them last summer.
You suck.
Well, because we had they signed my bass, you know.
Like
My bass guitar.
Okay, I was gonna
The
say like
headstock.
one of these.
Yes,
You got
ma'am.
pictures of it?
Oh, yeah, I do. I gotta find it though.
I still think that's a pretty eyeshadow palette. The one that was up there that you scrolled past.
Oh yeah, that's the one that's why I don't need that Huda one.
Yeah. Well, I would prefer. I saw it at Ulta, but it's like $60.
That's 58.
It's still $60. $58, $60. 6 1/2 dozen.
I guess I'm that jerk. I have to go on my Facebook to find it.
I have a piece.
That's Fur Pants. He's dead now.
Aw. Get pretty green eyes.
That's my hair team. Right. There's Mark. There's Andy. He cuts my hair. He works at Ulta. All right, let me find this shit.
Are we there yet?
No,
How
you
about
keep talking.
Well, we're at 26 minutes and I have to stop it. It stops it at 29. So let's stop it and then I can take these godforsaken contacts out.
All right. It's been 26 minutes.